welcome to yet another stream. We'll be playing red, blue, green lands with a small white splash, as we're doing lately. And let's go to the first match. And meanwhile the decklist is the same I played yesterday. Red, blue, green list with some white for sideboard options, namely containment priests. So this hand desperately lacks a green source. Can I keep it? I think I'll try to keep it because I can either draw a green source or Thespian stage something, and I also have some survival for early turns. And it's also Reanimator, which basically invalidates whatever I do anyway. So for the first turn I can burn engineered explosives and then cast something. Because the Chancellor has been revealed, I need to pay 1 for my first spell. Of course that's provided opponent doesn't reanimate anything anytime soon. For example, the same Chancellor. Which... okay, footsies. So, Reanimator is a bad matchup for me. As usual with... hey Gediminas, as usual with bad matchups, combo-ish matchups, they improve post-sideboard. Opponent took our exploration. I think, in any case, we are wastelanding here. I have to keep remembering the Chancellor, but I think I can burn my explosives anytime, at any point later. Either way, right now what we are hoping is that opponent has something landlight. Well, not really, it seems. Hello Martinez, and at this point that's another looting. Opponent is low on cards, and if we can find some more wastelands or life from the green mana for life from the loam anytime soon, or maybe Maze of If to take care of Chancellor in case they reanimate it, I think we can do well. I'm ghost quartering the opponent here. They should have some basic swarms, but there's a limited amount, and I cut them off red, at least for now. As long as opponent doesn't reanimate anything, we have a fighting chance here. I'll start with Thespian stage. Ghost quartering myself is an option, but it's not really relevant anymore because by now I want to hardcast Crucible and not Life from the Loam. That will happen on pretty much the same turn. Besides, in this matchup it's preferential to get rid of, to interrupt opponent as much as possible. I'm getting down explosives for 0 to make them think twice about getting petals down or something like that. I'm also just getting rid of Chancellor trigger for the future. And Tomb at the end of my turn, and if they reanimate Gristlebrand here, I lost. Let's see if they have a reanimation spell. Of course, even if they reanimate, I can still draw Caracas. Footsies doesn't really matter here. Probably my best top deck if they don't reanimate this turn is my best top deck would be Bojuka Bog to get rid of their graveyard. I can start attacking next turn and getting their life a little bit lower. Hopefully what they have there is something like 2 mana reanimation spells without any more mana or something like that. And it's time for our first Corgi bot of the day. Yep, that's tech. No, opponent isn't drawing anything good. Here we can either keep Thespian Stage open to copy some other land or get in for 2. I think getting in for 2 is preferable. This would severely limit what opponent can do in case they reanimate Gristlebrand. Basically limit their drawing to 7 cards instead of 14. We have another explosives, but that's useless here. And as long as opponent doesn't really draw any interaction, we're winning. Mox Diamond is nice here, but I'm just going for the Dark Depths and Marit Lage at the end of turn. Now even if they draw something to reanimate Gristlebrand, okay, now this is not how usually this matchup goes. Usually I lose the first game. So what goes in? Containment Priests, Ancient Tomb, all these spells, Punfire Sleeve, at least 1 life from the loam can go away. This is useless. Mazes are actually good. I think I can easily cut a single port. I can... No, I don't think I can cut Wastelands because even though they play basics, they may not have a luxury of fetching them. I'm adding a single tracker. I'm cutting 1 explosives. I'm keeping 2 explosives because they are universal answers to a lot of things, but I don't think I want to. I'll put in a single cross and grip as well. Cutting another life from the loam. Tabernacle is a consideration, but in general red-black lands usually have very little mana sources, and as you just saw it, they don't really keep much of it around, thus it's possible to use Tabernacle to deal with whatever they reanimate. Usually they also side in Grave Titan against decks that play a lot of play Caracas, so I think I'm willing to keep it. I need to cut 2 more cards. Think 1 intuition has to go, it's too expensive. Savannah Taiga, Factory Maze. Something. Tolaria West might be just too slow here. I'll cut it. Now I'm looking for interaction for turn 1 if possible. Red-Black Reanimator is one of the faster decks. This has reasonable amount of interaction for turn 1. I have Chalice I can play on 0. I have Exploration and Bojuka Bog. I have Ghost Quarter. I think I have to keep it. It's not that likely I will get something better. If all they do during their turn 1 is draw and discard some fatty, I can just Bojuka Bog it away. And now that they are mulliganing to 5, the issue with Black Red Reanimator is that even though it has a lot of interchangeable stuff, it's not really a stable deck, not really reliable. It's basically yet another glass cannon deck in the format. So I can go Exploration, Chalice for 0, and the Wasteland, actually. Or I can keep Chalice for next turn and play it for 1, and I think that's what I will do here. No, actually I will make a decision depending on whether they entomb or not here. If they entomb, I think I'm obliged to Chalice for 0 and hope that they don't have a sure way to reanimate their creature. There was no sure way I could Wasteland and Bojuka Bog, so it doesn't really matter that I couldn't do it. And I'm casting Chalice for 0 just to make sure they don't reanimate their creature with something like Lotus Petal into reanimate or something like that. Basically they have to have land and 1 mana reanimation spell. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, well, that's where we Bojuka Bog them. Okay, they decided to scoop. That's a nice beginning for the league. Let's queue in for another match. I would say that Black Red Reanimator is a bit of a negative matchup, but not by that much. And in the same way as Belcher, Black Red Reanimator often just loses to itself. So, what's next? Well, since I already considered going to talk about spoiler, but okay, this hand has exploration, loam, interaction, removal. That's pretty good in my eyes. Could be miracles. Very likely to be miracles. If it's a kind of stone blade or something like that, I think I'm still obliged to fetch a basic forest. Just to be sure there's nothing that would punish me for it. And now we're casting Mishra's Factory to have it blocking as early as possible, and next turn our goal is to land the Shadow Port and Life from the Loam for Misty. Blue, white, red, it could be miracles still. Now I think I'm loaming here. And I'm leaving Chalice for the next turn. I'm fetching Taiga here because I both have Punishing Fire and I also want the opponent to think that I'm a red-green version of lands for as long as possible. Okay, if they don't have... okay, they have another land. Now let's hope to hit some wastelands. No wastelands. That means we're going for the Misty. Playing Misty. Fetching for a tropical. Casting a second Life from the Loam for the same Misty Rainforest, playing Misty Rainforest, fetching, and we will tap Volcanic again. Volcanic during their upkeep because they only have a single red source and 2 white sources. I really hope I will hit something here useful soon. Fly from the Loam. Okay, that's good. Fetch, fetch, and wasteland. One spell snares. That means that we are casting Chalice for 1, and I'm pretty sure we are playing against miracles here. They shouldn't have another spell snare, so now we have bricked their brainstorms, which is nice. The worst thing that could happen here is opponent resolving Jace now. If they resolve a Jace, they are not resolving it, that's nice. First match took like 10 minutes, maybe even less. So we're playing against red-green, black-red Reanimator, which drew shit, basically. And right now, well, in this case, the first game might take half an hour. Of course, if we can make this wasteland go the distance, this will be great for us. I still have another land to fetch. I have 2 lands to fetch actually. With the Misty Rainforest. And yeah, opponent can't really deal with wasteland recursion in the first game. What we are siding in is, since this is miracles, we are bringing in Chalice of the Void to blank their 1 mana spells. We're bringing Cross and Grips, it's likely they will sideboard something like either Blood Moons or Back to Basics or Rest in Peace, or even all of those spells. We're bringing Ancient Tomb to ramp us up a little bit, and Triple Tireless Tracker to have a backup win condition. I'm siding out 2 Life from the Loams because it's unlikely they will be great here with Rest in Peace expected. I can easily side out a single intuition. Glacial Chasm is quite useless in this matchup. I can cut a couple of mazes. What else can I easily cut? Ports are actually the best mana denial plan in this matchup. I'm keeping both Dark Depths just to be able to threaten the opponent with what they can do. I'm at 34 lands, that means I can easily cut 2. I'm cutting Savannah here because I haven't brought Containment Priests. And another land I can cut is... I kinda want Tabernacle here to deal with Monastery Mentor if they play it. Ghost Quarter is also important. I think I can cut a Singleton Wasteland and keep 3. They will be fetching around Wastelands in any case as much as possible. Okay, we have Wasteland, we have Ghost Quarter, we have Port, we have Chalice, we have a single cycle land. I think that's a keep. I'll be back in a moment. I hear that the dog has finished her water. Basic land into ponder into shuffle. Okay. Sylvan Library will be a great turn 2 play. Unless I go for Rishadan Port. I will go for Chalice if they tap out. If they want, I will probably play Port and pour them during their upkeep. Let's cycle this Thicket here. Mox Diamond is nice. It doesn't really get us around anything here. So I will just go for the Port and pass the turn. In this matchup we're basically the control deck that tries to exhaust opponent's resources. That's a counterbalance mana there. Counterspell, not counterbalance, sorry. I can probably easily discard Wasteland for Mox Diamond. I think I'm going for Chalice for 1 first. Yeah, Ghost Quarter lock is the goal long term. Right now I'm just trying to establish some kind of card advantage. I also don't want to start Ghost Quarter until they get their first, at least some of their white sources down. If they don't have their white sources yet, I'm not giving it to them. Vendilion Click. We will Punfire the Click and we will lose the Sylvan Library here, unfortunately. If they will force it, I'm fine. since we're losing Sylvan Library, I'm probably playing Bajuka Bog here. Yeah. This double cross on grip doesn't look very attractive here. Now I could play Ghost Quarter here, but the way I'm playing right now gives me more mana for the next turn, and I also get rid of their graveyard and prevent some Snapcaster card advantage early in the match. Okay, so that's the first. Will they name Cross and Grip, I assume? Or Punishing Fire? Probably Punishing Fire is scarier for them long term. They could also name Life from the Loam just to prevent it. But I think I would go for Punishing Fire unless in their situation, unless I have something that needs Cross and Grip protection, and yeah, that's Punishing Fire. I can play explosives for 2, but I think I can also easily take a few hits of the mage. And also I almost have 4 colors of mana for explosives, which means that I can almost take out Jace if I draw another color of mana. Which is pretty much any land that makes colored mana. In this case, since Mox Diamond. Flooded Strand is annoying. This means they are up to 2 white mana sources. Chalice, yeah, Chalice takes out at least some of the targets, but they are siding in at least some hate for the Chalice here, I'm pretty sure, thus I can't really count on Chalice staying on the battlefield. If they are fetching a second plains, I'm feeling great here. Okay, 5 mana. What's that? I haven't seen Decree of Justice being cycled in a long time. Yeah, manual Dark Depths is pretty much our plan here. I can deal with the 2 tokens they have here by taking them out with Engineered Explosives, but I'm not sure I want to, because that would eliminate my Chalice. I think I'm taking out one of their planes. It's unlikely they have more. Yeah. So they are down to a single white source, which I can constantly keep tapped with Rishadon Port. I'm taking 4 a turn now, which is not good. I can go for explosives for 0, but that would take out my Mox Diamond, thus I'm not really fond of the idea. So let's start some manual depths action. I don't think this will come to that, but you know. Now click is bad. If they are taking, and they will probably take my Engineered Explosives. I'm kinda behind in this game, especially if they have something like another Dark Depths there. And well, my draw wasn't really good. I'd love to see their hand. Oh, I forgot to port. We'll do it now. Yeah, I'm not drawing well, and I might reconsider my sideboarding just to add some more business spells, but I think I sideboarded fine. I may want to bring back some creature hate. Grove would be nice if I could deal with the meddling mage. And I'm taking 3, 5, 6, 7 here, so yeah, that's a scoop. Now I know that I want to keep my Punfires, and probably I want to bring back my... I'm cutting at least one cross and grip. I didn't see anything so far that would warrant it. I'm bringing back another maze just to be safer. And the Ancient Tomb is probably not nice when opponent's game plan is beating down with creatures. I might even consider Glacial Chasm here. Cutting another Wasteland, they have a lot of basics. And a Singleton Dark Depths because I brought some extra win conditions. Okay, so this is a great turn 1 for our decks, so let's keep it. I can go Mox Diamond, discarding 2 lands, Life from the Loam them back, and play Grove. So as long as they don't have some graveyard hate, and even if they have, they can't really deploy it on turn 1. Keeping Grove in my hand for now, just to hide some information from the opponent. Maybe hiding Ghost Quarter was the right choice here. Yeah, Fairy Macabre could be, but I don't see it in Miracles. Yet another Tolaria. Oh, I wish I had Wasteland here. It's likely they have some graveyard hate here next for the next turn. Yeah. Now this is bad. How many Life from the Loams I kept? There's another one in the deck. With Crucible here, I want to transmute for Engineered Explosives. I could also go for Wasteland and take out their Tundra, but it's not very likely that it would be good. Glacial Chasm is bad here. So Brainstorm, Mishra's Factory and Counterspell, that's nice. Is it the new art for Mishra's Factory? No, unfortunately. Brainstorm and Counterspell, old art. Damn it. Explosives are likely to be countered here. Oh, who do we see? I think I'll go for explosives in any case. If they counter it, I can. There's no music because I want to later upload it on YouTube, and YouTube would simply turn off every single sound of the video if there's any copyrighted music on it. So we're using explosives here at the end of turn, and then casting Crucible and starting to go at their basics. Or doing it with the Wasteland. Oh, that Brainstorm art wasn't on paper previously? It's not really that good in any case. So now I have a choice of Wastelanding and then possibly losing my Wasteland to something. I think I'll do it. I'll go with the white sources. 4 mana. Venser? Could be Venser. No, Decree for 1. No, I'm not ghost quartering them yet because I don't want to give my opponent any white sources. Search. Search is not great, but they can't really flip it because the moment they flip it, they lose it. I can also Punfire the Soldier easily. Thespian Stage is nice, but unnecessary for now. Opponent is down to some mono blue. I wonder if Decree means they are playing Standstill. That could be a possibility. Or this is some budget list that... Snapcaster. For nothing. Just beat down. Snapcaster is fine, I can Punfire it right now. And pass the turn. next turn I can pawn fire the soldier to prevent them from beating me down. Yep. 4 basic islands. I wouldn't mind drawing an exploration to be able to leave them without any lands earlier. Dark Depths is a nice draw. Think I'm casting stage now, just to be able to threaten Dark Depths combo starting next turn. Actually, if they flip their search, I could even copy the Scanta myself with Thespian stage. This could be Rest in Peace coming here. Let's see what opponent has for us here. Battle School. Battle School isn't really scary. Now we can Ghost Quarter them and then Ghost Quarter again if they fetch... yeah, casting stage. I think I'm Ghost Quartering their planes and then Ghost Quartering again from the graveyard just to get rid of all their basic sources. I could also just Charles for 1. And play Dark Depths. My opponent needs to find something here immediately. Let's go for the combo here and now. If they have Jace to bounce the token later on, it's not that much of an issue. This way they stay out of the Marit Lage range for 1 turn. I think I will be wastelanding Ascanta and Ghost Quartering their planes here, or double Panfire is also an option. Double Panfire is a bit risky if they have some graveyard hate. But yeah, double Panfire by opponent just solves the issue here. So that's a fine start for the league. Double Panfire, well, the thing about double Panfire is if they counter it and then find some answer, I have some problems because they have a lot of mana and an active Ascanta, but yeah, probably. And staring them down to death with Marit Lage is always an option. third match we're getting to play against Garok. 911. So, if Magic Online handle contains name Garok in all caps, it could be elves, or it could be some Stompy deck. And elves would be nice, Stompy would be bad. Thanks for the follow, Marius. Opponent is taking their time. This is a fine hand. I have ramp in exploration, I have wasteland stage, ticket, Talaria West, another ticket. Of course, if we're... oh. It's some kind of moon deck, so we're fucked. If this is a blood moon for turn 1... no, it's Magus. Magus is a bit easier to deal with. I think I want to play Misty here and pass. Rabble. I seem to be playing against this Goblin Stompy deck quite a while on quite a bit on Magic Online. What can we draw here is probably the question. I don't really want to show my opponent what am I playing, so the only land I can play safely is Wasteland. Yeah, Magus is fragile, that's why I'm not scooping yet. I can draw Punishing Fire, get rid of Magus and unlock everything I have here. I mean, I can draw Dark Depths and then Magus and just win outright. But my next draw is probably the last one I can draw something. And I need to cycle Sheltered Thicket for that, which would clearly show that I'm on lands here. Punfire, that's one card we need. Okay. What we need here is to Punfire the opponent, to get down exploration, bring Punfire back. We're getting hit by 3 plus 5 for 8 next turn, which means that this fetchland is pretty much dead. So I can safely use it. As a red mana source. Now, I can grow for exploration, or I can grow to return Punfire. Basically, for next turn to survive, I need to draw Glacial Chasm, because just killing Rebel Master after I'm being hit for a ton isn't really doing much. So basically, all I can do is go for exploration, and then I want to keep ticket for cycling. Transmuting with Talaria West would be nice, but I'm getting hit for 8, that means Misty will be dead next turn. So I think I can play Talaria West safely here. And just see what opponent has here. Maybe the way I unlocked mana for them will give them a way to kill me immediately. Yeah, conference. Chalice and spheres are bad, these cards are good. I can cut one loam. Bog. Don't really want to cut mazes. Caracas I think is a safe card to side out. Coast Quarter isn't really good here. I think I'll cut at least one maze. And Talaria West is probably not easy to activate, to transmute with all the hate they have. This hand does nothing. This hand is fine-ish. If we have a basic land, which basically means that we can get rid of moon effect, of blood moon, if we find cross and grip at some point. And we also have dark depths for that, the same blood moon. Keep. Grove isn't really doing anything here. I'm playing out Taiga first. And passing the turn. Wouldn't mind a Rishadan board here. I don't want to expose my forest in case they play something like Stone Rain. This is likely a Blood Moon coming here. Tyrannosphere. I think that means that I don't really like opponent siding out Tyrannosphere against land stack. Basically you're siding Tyrannosphere against a deck that plays something like 30-ish lands. Rabble. Rabble is bad. Rabble and Marcus. So now we need to draw Punishing Fire and everything will be fine. I'm casting Mox Diamond. So I could have engineered explosives active, and I basically have a single draw to save myself. That's not it. Sad, but that's usually how this matchup goes. Either they draw insanely well, or they just dawdle till we win. Thanks for the follow, Jonas. While we are waiting for the next opponent, let's see what's new in the spoiler. I love the Doomsday art, by the way, even though it's not really useful anymore. Imperial Recruiter is a fine reprint for those who need it. I think Judge Foil as the cheaper option was already over 150 euros. This is an okay hand. It's slower than I'd like, but it has some protection. So, Living Wish is a nice choice for some nostalgic cards, especially with the new art. Really love the art, even though it's not really a card that's being used much anymore, but it definitely has its place if we're talking about history. Yet another Chalice deck. I'm playing out Talaria West because there's no need to play Misty anymore since we have drawn our forest. This one's annoying. So we're playing against Eldrazi, which basically means that we're tapping this Eldrazi temple. If they want to play some more hate stuff, they can just pay more life for that. Thespian stage, that's interesting. What do we play now? I think we're going for some deck thinning here. They make another Eldrazi temple, let's tap it. Okay, so it's a big Eldrazi, which is much worse than the regular Eldrazi deck for us. How likely are they to have some basics in their deck? They probably have at least some, so we'll go for porting. We may just be hit by some huge Eldrazi sometime soon. Ayafugin is bad. Wormcoil isn't really an issue. I want to both play Mace to get rid of, to prevent damage I'm taking from the Wormcoil, but I also need to Ghost Quarter Ayafugin immediately. Which is what I'll do here. We'll also check the amount of basics they play at the same time. Okay, so no basics, but I think here I kinda have to go for the library. and just hope they have nothing. Thought not serious the worst thing they could have, but we weren't that likely to prevent it. So life from the loam goes away, and we're hoping to draw something good with the library here. Intuition is nice. What can we get with intuition is the question here. Getting the combo set up would be the best course of action here, I think. Until then, we're just mazing Worm Coil to prevent damage. And hoping opponent doesn't really have anything else to add here. Exploration would be nice, but it's not happening. So it's Thespian stage and tapping their own Thespian stage. End of turn we'll go for Intuition, fetching Life from the Loam and combo pieces, and we'll make Marit Lage immediately, because if we wait they can make their own Marit Lage with this stage. Something scary coming. Okay, Ugin is a problem. If they deal 3 damage to us, can we survive this, is the question. We will be playing out Glacial Chasm next turn. Maybe, but for earlier turns, maybe for this turn my plan was to tap the land that gives them a chance to make their own Marit Lage. I didn't really expect the Spirit Dragon here. The question is whether I can do anything to survive it. Now the problem here is that Ugin kills us with another plus. This is useless and I can't really play out explosives for enough. I can play out explosives for 1 though. Which would help us get out of the situation if we manage to find 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If we find exploration. Jesus Christ, why did I do this? I needed exploration for 0, not for 1. Why am I stupid? And I had an option to do it. They can also ultimate Ugin next turn, so I just punted this game away. I'm not sure I had the chance to actually survive this. Okay, these all go in, Ancient Tomb goes in, Chalice goes out. I think since this is a big version of Eldrazi, I can easily cut some of Punishing Fires. Bojuka Bog doesn't do anything at all. Ports are fine, wastelands are great here. Ghost Quarter is basically the 5th wasteland. Yep, I'm dead. What else can we side out for this matchup? Grocery less useful. Think I can get the more expensive Cycle End and the Tolari West. We have Exploration, Ghost Quarter, Port, Intuition. I think this is fine. We'll have some issues if opponent goes for Leyline of the Void on turn 0. Yep. Double Leyline. Well, at least they're down to 4 cards. Exploration into Port and pass the turn. Ancient Tomb for Intuition into Ghost Quarter, quartering the Cloud Post. Yep, no basics here. At this point, my game plan might seem a little bit funny, but I don't think they have any removal spells. So we're just going for triple Tireless Tracker, casting the one they give us, and riding it out all the way. Let's start by cycling the ticket. Oh, I played it. Jesus Christ. Now, I don't want to expose my dark depths to... I could crack a clue, but I'd rather tap the ancient tomb. I won't play out my dark depths till I'm sure I have Thespian stage to activate it, but it wasn't really necessary. So I think I can safely cut another life from the loam and add in something useful. Shelter ticket might be more useful than anything else I have here. Multiple mazes to survive. Explosive for 8 pieces. It's rather slow though. I'll keep it. Okay, one ley line, just one. Thought not seer, exiling intuition, no. Walking ballista. Think it doesn't matter for now. I'd rather deny opponent a chance to play the game. We're tapping one of the ancient tombs and they'll still have around 4 mana here. Maybe even 5. Let's stop that one, it doesn't really matter. Now that they spent their mana on walking ballista, we can safely play out explosives and crack it. Question is, do I pay life with Ancient Tomb or do I go for Academy Ruins? 15, 13. I'm going for paying life because I want to keep my life up when I finally cast Tireless Tracker. Not my life, but as much mana as possible. Now, the worst thing that could happen is them casting Thought-Not Seer and taking our tracker. Or ramping up into something huge. Two, 4, 5, 6, they can start tutoring with Fire Fugin soon. mind finding a way to get rid of it here. Yeah, footnote here is annoying, but it's not the end of the world yet. I kinda need wasteland here. It's not a wasteland. And well, next turn we can crack 2 clues and prevent footnote seers from attacking. So it's not really an issue, but I really want to find wasteland to answer the eye before it gets to doing bad things to us. Cross and grip is actually good. No, I don't think that's correct. I think maze is the right choice here because I don't really want to let them kill me accidentally. And I'd rather keep cross and grip for something like this. They are up to 5, maybe 7 mana. I think I'm casting cross and grip immediately. I'm just trying to dig deeper with the library. Put on top, and wasteland is actually great here. This tracker is pretty good here. Basalt monolith and another eye. Think I need to try and dig as deep as possible. Another tracker is fine. Now we are kinda dead. To what's it called? One of the biggest Eldrazi's. Random Ballista doesn't really kill me with Glacial Chasm on the table. I mean, I can, the same as for Ugin the Spirit Dragon, I basically need to dig out Cross and Grip for Leyline as soon as possible. Or well, this is the scariest card they could draw, to be honest. I'm losing my card advantage engines. I might get milled out. I'm paying the 2 life, it doesn't really matter. I think I have to crack 1 clue here to dig deeper. But at this point I'm not even sure that anything saves me. Yeah, no. There's no way I can get out of this. So we're down to 2-2 in the league, unfortunately. And now we need to win this one to keep it, to not lose any play points at the very least. So I'll be back in a moment. Oh, chair cam, yes. Maybe the right way to approach the game 3 would have been to cross and grip the leyline and try to find a way to recur Wasteland. But I wouldn't have much time if I didn't grip that Grim Monolith. So, anything new on the spoilers? Vendilion Click reprint is really nice. Hulk and Flash, well, it's one of the iconic things in Magic history. Eidolon reprint is great. I think the card really needed it already. Zombify has been an iconic reanimator card for a while. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Well, to be expected, I think. I think this is my favorite Ensnaring Bridge art so far. probably the best looking ensnaring bridge art. Lightning bolt? No, not mythic. Well, we'll have some, probably quite a bit bolting in the drafts to come. At the moment I have a problem discerning commons from uncommons in this set. Is it uncommon? What does the common sign looks? How do you know brainstorm ritual and stuff are commons? To me it looks pretty much the same. I see. Okay, this is mana cost, right? The numbers more silverish. What? Oh, there's a C letter here. Does that mean? Yeah, there's a C, there's an R. That's not clear enough for me. No comments? If this C means common, I think that means at least some commons have been spoiled. Counterspell is common. No, Relentless Ledge is just too slow for Pauper. Even not common, it doesn't matter at all. Yes, let's go for the last match. I think this is the first match we win the die roll today. And this is fine. We have turn 1 exploration into Wasteland, then we can cycle on turn 2. Maybe cast another exploration, maybe find something. I wouldn't mind having some win conditions here. Dark Ritual Intrusion, Relentless Red Storm, really? Wait, Dark Ritual is common, but it doesn't really... It wasn't really impactful previously, I don't think it will be now. This Brainstorm art was available on Magic Online for a while, so... I'm not sure which Brainstorm art I prefer, but that one is nice. Options are nice in any case. Opponent is waiting for something. Maybe for me to f6 through my turn. Probably my biggest gripe here is that we don't see enough new arts here. Storm or Delver? Storm is a bad matchup, Delver is kinda good, but I still haven't figured out how do I play against Grixis Delver here. Punishing Fire is a nice draw. I don't think I want to play out my Dark Depths yet, just on the off chance that I'm playing against some wacky lands combo. but it's probably a Delver deck by now. Armageddon. Yeah, Armageddon looks nice. It's the same art that was in what's it called? From the Vault Annihilation. Is opponent doing something? No. Okay, this is good. But I think I want to cast Intuition at the end of their turn. There's not much way I can profit from it now. If it's a Delver deck, they don't really want to expose their fetch land to wastelands. I'm wastelanding here. I mainly do it because I want to prevent them gaining some value of Brainstorm. If they're casting True Name Nemesis here, yeah, that could be an issue, but I will be fetching Loam here, and I will simply Loam and Tabernacle. Well, I won't be. Interesting that they didn't go for Spell Pierce. Yeah, True Name. So all we need now is just to top deck Thespian Stage. Now the question is, which one do I wasteland? If I wasteland, I should go for the wasteland here, because if they wasteland me back, I will have some issues. Well, True Name isn't really a fast clock. I have a few turns, but I wouldn't mind drawing a life from the Loam here. Probably the best card I could draw here. I think they know about Punishing Fire in my hand. If they didn't, they know now. If they go for any creature, I kinda have to Punfire it now. They likely have days. No, they don't. That's nice for me. Drawing something better would be nice as well. I should have returned it. I'm tapping Scalding Tarn just to make them lose some Brainstorm value or anything. I have to return Punfire this turn. And I'm kinda running out of time. Now, Thespian Stage, do I make the creature immediately? If this is a Grixis Delver, they shouldn't have any answers main deck. So either they kill me now. I didn't really see any indication that it's something else than Grixis Delver. Yeah. So for Grixis Delver we have these chalices, trackers, ancient tomb. We're sending out some of these, mostly because intuition is expensive to cast and life from the loam is likely to get surgical. I'm sending out a singleton maze. Caracas could be useful in case they play Leovold, so I'm not running to side it out. I'll cut a port or two. Especially on the draw ports don't really seem very appealing. What else could be less useful in the matchup? I think I want to try keeping in Glacial Chasm and see how it goes. These all lands are fine. Any suggestions, chat? Savannah is an option to be cut. I didn't side in my white one of my white cards. Tabernacle is kinda a necessary evil, and I want to keep Talaria West. So let's go with Savannah out. How bad is this hand actually? Triple Mox Diamond is very bad. Basically this is a mulligan to 5. Considering exploration is bad in this hand, this is a mulligan to 4 with Punishing Fire as the only good card. This seems better. Deathrite? No, Deathrite is nice. So we're going for exploration into depths, and hopefully next turn we can chalice for 1. If they go to Days Exploration, I'm more than fine with it. Or Force of Will it. So they are setting back themselves a turn. I like it. I have 2 explorations in my hand, no use of playing around Days. Especially since I don't really have any use for explorations anyway. Also every single days that goes at exploration is a days that will not hit my chalice. Now I can go for exploration here. And now I will try to chalice for 1. If they daze it, they are setting back themselves a turn back again. And I can then grind them out with life from the loam very likely. They might surgical my Dire Depths here. I have other win cons post sideboard, so it's not really that much of an issue. Yeah. This also means that Chalice resolves. And Chalice resolving means my life from the loam is protected from surgicals for the future. So now our goal to beat opponent down. Our main win conditions here are Mishra's Factory, Punfire, Burn, Tireless Tracker beatdown, or just beating them down with whatever. Not really beating them down with whatever, but just wastelanding them out of the game till they get bored and surrender. This is a fine-ish position, but it highly depends on what I draw from here now. They have 5 cards in hand. Some of those cards will likely be invalidated. It's likely that their mana situation isn't great, considering they started with tropicals. With a trop, trop is usually a one-off. They are either protecting other lands or don't have many lands in their hand. Also, the fact that they elected to go for cantrips instead of Deathrite or Delver means that they might be threat light or their threats are at higher mana costs. So if their threats are something for 2 or 3 mana and they hit it before I hit some land hate, then we are likely to lose. They could also have Ancient Grudge coming soon, maybe even next turn, and after that they could Surgical our life from the loam after all. So now our goal is to just top deck Wasteland and go to town from there. Yeah, the perfect situation here would be top decking Wasteland or Ghost Quarter and them not having Ancient Grudge. That would be the easiest way to win. And they have... If they have Force here, they exiled Spell Pierce, I don't really see the need to Surgical Dark Depths immediately. But our position is not as good as it seemed just a little bit ago. No, Deathrite is great. Here we kinda have to cast Life from the Loam and expose it to a Surgical. There's not much we can do otherwise. We need to start playing. No True Name is good. I wouldn't mind drawing Academy Ruins here, considering we have Chalice and Explosives in the graveyard. I'm fetching for the blue land to be able to transmute if I hit Totalaria West. And there's Totalaria West, there's also a Punfire. Now the question is, do I transmute or do I try to get Punfire back? I think transmuting here is correct. And I will be transmuting for a Wasteland. Although Ghost Quarter is the land of choice. I'm fetching Ghost Quarter here because if they Surgical Ghost Quarter, I get to keep my Wastelands, so I lose less mana denial. And that's a win, so let's open that poor single chest we got. Cry about it, and that will be it for today. 30 play points, Moment's Peace, that's actually a pretty good chest, I think. Let's check what is Moment's Peace worth nowadays. Wow, that's a nice chest. I can get 3 ticks for it. So this was a chest that was worth around 6 ticks. So, again, I didn't really get much chance to test Containment Priests, which is kinda sad considering that's what I'm trying to do here. Overall, I'm happy with the rest of my sideboard. I like all these cards, I side them in quite often. I like my main board. Bojuka Bog is great. I don't really miss the 4th Rishodan port for now. And Mishra's Factory has been much better in its place. Other than that, well, that's it from the deck stance, from what I can infer from my testing. And I'm not really missing my crop rotations. Sylvanar library has been much better all the time. So thanks everyone who watched. I will probably stream tomorrow, probably early in the first half of the day instead of close to midnight like tonight, because I have plans for tomorrow evening. So thank you for watching and goodbye.